some of us, and maybe many of us, can remember a woman named Irma Bombeck. How many? I'm just curious. Yeah. Okay. Irma Bombeck. I mean, Irma, you know, she was a very well-known humorist in our country, and she brought smiles to the faces of many people. She wrote, I think, 15 books, loads of newspaper columns, and she died in 1996, so she's been dead now 20 years. Well, one year, Irma Bombeck wrote a list of New Year's resolutions, of 6 resolutions, and here they are. 1, I'm going to clean up this dump just as soon as the kids grow up. 2, I'm not going to any doctor whose office plants have died. 3, I'm going to follow my husband's suggestion to put a little excitement in our lives by trying to live within the budget. 4, I'm going to apply for a hardship scholarship to Weight Watchers. 5, I'm not going to lend my car to anybody I've given birth to. And 6, I'm going to remember that my children need my love the most when they deserve it the least. And so, you know, with all of her wit, she wraps up those resolutions with something it's really quite insightful. You know, loving her children when they seem to least deserve it. It really shows some careful reflection on her part. I mean, she reflected on her role as a mother and on what she really was called to do. Well, and that's what catches me in those resolutions of Irma. In the gospel today, the gospel shows Mary, another mother, as a person of reflection. What does it say? She's just given birth to Jesus, and there's those beautiful words, Mary treasures all these things and reflects on them in her heart. Beautiful words. So what I want to suggest to you is that the example of Mary calls us to some reflection, and I think that's especially appropriate for New Year's. So my thought is that if we're inclined to make any New Year's resolutions, I recommend that we reflect. And reflect on the 3 dimensions of time: the past, the future, and the present. And let's do it in that order. The past, then the future, and finally the present. And let's just see together, you can see what resolution might be appropriate. So first of all, the past. Maybe we need to resolve to stop saying things like, if only I had done that, or if only I hadn't said that. Usually, our if-onlys are a waste of time and energy because we can't bring back and redo the past. We can't do it. If our regret is based on some appropriate guilt about something, then maybe we need to resolve to ask for forgiveness from the person involved or from God. And in that way, we can bring the past to completion and let the past be past. Then the future. Maybe we need to resolve to stop saying things like, what if that happens? Or, what if he does that? So my thought is that usually our what ifs are a lot like our if onlys. They're a waste of time and energy. Our what ifs are almost always focused on something in the future that we can't control anyway. So maybe we need to resolve to stop the what ifs and instead follow Mary's example of trusting in God about the future. Trusting that God will be with us no matter what happens and through whatever happens. And maybe that resolution will enable us to approach the future with less anxiety and more peace. And that takes me to the last dimension of time. I think the most important one, the present. Maybe we need to resolve simply to be present to the present, to really be present to the person that I'm with or the thing that I'm doing. I think this might be the most important resolution for us in our day and age. I was thinking about it this way, that I was thinking about this looking at my iPhone, frankly. And smartphones like my iPhone, they enable us to be connected with others and with lots of other stuff. It's amazing what they can do. They're a great help, but think about it. We may find ourselves texting or talking with others, but not communicating with the person that we're sitting at the same table with, eating lunch or having dinner or whatever. So maybe we need to resolve just to be present to whomever I'm with or whatever I'm doing at any given moment. And maybe we can resolve to really look for God and find God right there. And if we do that, maybe we'll find our joy, our peace, our fulfillment in that way by being present to the present. That's it. So they're my thoughts for this New Year's. That's what I got thinking about this past week, and I hope there's some help to you as we celebrate